my main focus is actually Eastern European culture, post-Soviet identity. I'm basically looking back a lot on the history of Ukraine, history of where I come from, how it developed and how it influenced who I am, and basically everyone who lives there and who was born there. The history influenced our identity a lot. And as you know, there is a war now, and Russia is trying to take over a lot of territories from us. And it's been like this through ages and ages. The colonial history from the Russian side is never ending, it seems. And I come from eastern part of Ukraine, so it's really close to Russian border, and it's been we mostly speak Russian in my city, and you can tell the colonial power in there, the empire that's been there. We've been under Russian Empire for years, and then the Soviet Union, and it's so much influence that it's hard to grapple with my Ukrainian identity. And I often question okay, where do I stand? I'm not Russian, definitely, but why do I have so much in common? With this recent one, Sunshine, How Are You? I started with archives. I asked my family back in Ukraine, please just scan, digitize all of the family albums, everything we have. And they did it, and they sent it to me. And it was just me looking through all the images. And of course, that brought up a lot of memories as well, and a lot of memories that it was locked. And I was looking, and I was like, wow, I remember this, and I never remember this before somehow. And a lot of emotions were coming out, and later on I started putting those emotions into those archives. So I was working with them digitally, but basically, and printed. I looked at them printed. I tried some things, saw what I could do with them, and I ended up mostly working with them in Photoshop. I found out that some of this blurriness worked really well for me, and it clicked really well. And then, of course, set the images that I recreate. This happens mostly in my head. I prepare everything in my head. I see what I can do, what should be there. If it's the New Year's table setting, what we should have. It's usually this caviar, this big, massive layered salads that look like cakes and have a lot of mayo in them. And it's more it's a checklist of what I should have, and then I make it all, I prepare it all, and then I set it out, and I see what I have. Of course, I'm also limited by budget a lot, so I'm trying to put up a little studio in my home, and I don't even get any backdrops, so I just find whatever paper I have to use for a backdrop, some colorful material. So yeah, it's always DIY. Memory is main thread going through my work. I actually highlight how much of memory is just lost, and it's just a bunch of emotions preserved, and you don't really remember things as they are. They're so altered. The reality is so altered. It's never real. Everything is made up in a way. That's why my photography is kind of a bit surreal, and it's all made up as well, because it's just how I remember it.
Есть пупсик еще такой программ.